Hello, I'm Jason Reed, President and CEO of Fortitude Gold Corporation. I will be making forward-looking statements and encourage you to become familiar with this safe harbor and the risk factors in our 10K. The investment thesis for Fortitude is simple: exposure to gold, providing a yield, and we're financially solid. 99% of what we produce is gold. We also have a second valuation metric, which differentiates us with the peers in our industry, and that we provide a substantial yield. Our yield is currently over 7%. We pay 48 cents per share to our shareholders in cash. We're financially solid with zero long-term debt, over 44 million cash in the bank as of the end of Q3 2021, and we're a profitable operation. In the current market, mining equities that have only one valuation metric limits shareholder value. Providing shareholders with a second valuation metric based on solid dividends and an attractive 7% yield differentiates Fortitude Gold from our peers. We are paying shareholders a monthly dividend to watch us execute on our business plan. The overview is we're garnering both an equity and yield valuation status, which is unique for a mining company. We have experienced management with successful mining industry experience. We're in a premier mining jurisdiction, which is one of the most important aspects of any metal or mining investment, in my opinion, going forward, and that we are in Nevada, which is arguably the premier mining jurisdiction. We are a gold producer operating a low-cost open pit heap leach. And in our industry, it's common for open pit heap leaches to be 0.5 grams. We look for open pits that are higher than a gram, and you'll see that we have that and potential for more of those. And then dividend focused. Again, you're going to hear me mention that throughout the brief presentation. That's what differentiates us with our peers. So our strategy targets projects with low operating costs, strong return on capital, and high margins. We want to grow organically, remain debt-free, and distribute substantial dividends. We have an ultra-tight capital structure from which to distribute outsized dividends. We basically want to transcend being just a gold equity, and we've done that by tapping into a pool of capital much larger than the gold space itself, and that's a pool of capital that chases dividends and yield. Previous mining company successes include, by our management, a decade of gold production, 10 consecutive years of profitability. We've generated over $1 billion in revenue, and we distributed over $116 million in dividends to our shareholders. We built 2 mining units and 4 mines. We were spun out of a company called Gold Resource Corporation a year ago into Fortitude Gold, and we are moving forward with this similar path of executing on these type of successes. We have a great portfolio of production. We have a couple years of our very high-grade Isabella Pearl mine in front of us, which is very exciting. What's also very exciting is that we're moving toward a near-term production decision at our Golden Mile property to add to longevity of operations, gold production, and dividend distributions. We've successfully achieved many milestones. I'll mention 2 here, one of which is we produced gold in just 10 months from groundbreaking at our Isabella Pearl project. Another one I want to highlight, and I just mentioned, is that we are moving forward toward a Golden Mile production decision. And we're close to reaching that threshold, which is very exciting to put another mine into production. What differentiates us with our peers, though, is the dividend. We currently pay 48 cents annually, but we distribute that monthly at 4 cents per share. Our dividend policy, if you will, is we want to return as much cash back to shareholders as soon as possible while balancing the capital needs of our operation, reinvesting money and capital back into the business for organic growth and paying taxes. We have an excellent project pipeline with Isabella Pearl in production. The delineation phase projects are Golden Mile and Mina Gold, and we also have great exploration phase properties, East Camp and County Line. We have 5 high-grade gold properties, again, all in the very mining-friendly jurisdiction of Nevada. They all have surface and near surface high-grade gold, where we own them 100%. They're in a close proximity, so we look for a synergistic mining unit build here. And we're in the Walker Lane Mineral Belt, which is a historic and active mining belt. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of open pits chase 0.5 grams. We target open pits greater than a gram, and all our properties have that potential. Isabella Pearl is well north of a gram. Golden Mile looks like it'll be north of a gram as well, but all of our properties, as you can see in the red highlighted grades, have that potential to have high grade north of a gram potential for an open pit heap leach. We're taking a synergistic approach where we built the Isabella Pearl property or project and it's producing, but we want the rest of our properties to also have mines on them, and we want to bring them forward with the concept of a synergistic mining approach where we take the process of taking gold to the carbon phase and then trucking that carbon to the Isabella Pearl ADR for final doré production. And in doing so, we believe we could potentially and substantially shorten permit timing, construction timeframes, while decreasing project capital expenditures. It also enables equipment, infrastructure, and manpower efficiencies. We produce just gold. 99% of our production is from gold. We are a gold investment. We do produce a small amount of silver, but 99% gold, and we're very pleased to be doing that. Now, in any business, the business is driven by people, and I have, I believe, one of the best mining teams around me in the industry. I worked with many of these individuals at Gold Resource prior to the spinoff, and I'm very pleased to say they've come over to Fortitude Gold, and I believe we'll continue to execute and add on to successes with this team. We take very seriously our ESG, or environmental safety and governance, with third-party safety audits, prioritizing safety, and we adhere to SASB guidelines. And we have a very tight capital structure for a producer in the space. Most explorers in this space will have hundreds of millions of shares outstanding. Most producers will have 500 million to 1 billion shares outstanding. We as a producer have just 23.9 million shares outstanding. This enables us to distribute substantial dividends shoulder to shoulder with many majors and differentiate us not only within our peer group, but even the larger majors. We have 0 warrants, no debt, no hedging. We had 44.3 million cash in the bank as of the end of the Q3. We have a good market cap, good liquidity. 7% yield is how we differentiate ourselves with our peers. Management are the largest shareholders, followed by institution and retail. Retail are the bulk of our shareholders, highlighting the fact that we're tapped into a pool of capital larger than the gold space itself, and those are retail shareholders targeting dividends and yields. So to reiterate the investment thesis, gold produced by experienced management in this mining-friendly jurisdiction of Nevada, open pit heap leach, low cost, dividends and yield, high grade, focused on safety. So how have we done? In the first year of our existence, we outperformed our industry peers. On the left, you can see the GDXJ, Junior Gold Mining Index, and you can see the trend from the upper left to the lower right on share prices of our peers. All the while, Fortitude began trading and it's moved from the lower left to the upper right. This is because, as we believe, if you're just a typical gold equity and use that business model, you can only attract gold investors. Whereas you take a more unique approach like ours, and where, of course, you're going to get the gold equity status and attract gold investors, but you're tapping into yield investors, which have a far larger pool of capital to invest. So these are the results. By our strategy, which targets gold investors, dividends, yield investors, and yield valuations, has resulted in multiple market valuation metrics attracting a larger pool of investment capital. The execution that we've achieved, generating cash flow, distributing dividends, targeting a second mine build, has resulted in garnering a market premium yield valuation. And this value we're creating demonstrates that our unique mining business model is superior to other gold equities, creating a superior shareholder value. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I look forward to having a one-on-one meeting with those who are interested to learn more about Fortitude Gold. Thank you very much.